big spooks. Speaking of the big spooks. Hey,
Who goes there?
Oh.
A
Oh my
nightmare
God.
again. I need a drink.
Yeah, you do, buddy. Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's the same one. Someone's talking. Shouldn't be able to. Oh, hey guys.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Like I've had 3 heart attacks.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Like exactly 3 or 4. I need.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us, what happened?
Oh my God.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that
No.
Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain. I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you decide?
Look at his face. I mean,
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
okay then.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
No, you saw
You
him.
were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
No.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion.
Here.
You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
the rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
You see her teeth like freak out for a second.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
Oh god.
His father's, to be
I'm
correct.
loving this game now.
He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins
Is there
family. before he
anything in
died,
this
and his
town
son
that
Thomas
isn't
Fuller.
the Scylla?
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Yeah,
Powerful
I've
family
noticed.
Dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
God, the officers
He wouldn't be
all
happy if he
creeps.
knew we were
He's like,
sleeping.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes, I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan, and I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Oh, thank you. I might be on to a
I
lead.
met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
Ghost
I'm
powers.
not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Ghost powers.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Ghost.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
Oh, it can't
You
help.
really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
She didn't.
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Oh god. I'm gonna stick with
You're
that.
right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
Ghost
That
powers.
seems wise indeed.
Oh, this
Very
will
well.
affect my destiny!
Go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this
The
time.
universe will remember this!
I'll do my best.
Okay. Oh, I've been playing for like 2-3 hours now. I'ma stop there before I die. Yeah. Let's go with that. Thank you, people, for joining me. And next time I'll be less dead and scared and dead.
Several months later.
Guys, this is start of a new recording session. To anyone who actually is bothering to watch this series, you'll know this is not the start of a video. I had a conversation with these people. I don't remember any of that because that was like over a month ago. Because I'm lazy. This'll be interesting today. Let's go off on an adventure though, talking to Sanders' window. The last things I remember, there was a shitty stealth section. I woke up. A guy got murdered by a ghost. Something something Cthulhu. Great. And the cop guy's not dead, even though he's dead. He's definitely not evil.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about
Wasn't
your
it
husband.
daytime
Talk
like
to Sarah Hawkins.
a few minutes ago?
Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
Hey, Kat. I remember you. Not because you're hot or anything. Baka.
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
Okay, yes, I do
bump
have
into
that
her
ability.
every time I'm investigating someone's death.
You investigated
Small
one
island,
death!
detective. My island. It's
One
better that
3
it's you
people's
bumping
deaths.
into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable.
Why is your house
It
so
would seem that
nice?
you have much
It's
to
a
tell me.
fucking fishing village. Why has anyone got nice houses here? Like, I can understand the fucking
May I
gang leader
inquire
having a
as to
nice place,
when
but
you had the opportunity to talk to my husband.
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
ghosts. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna have to decide one of these things, because I'm not smart enough to pick the smart brain answer. And he died screaming in front of my eyes, but I don't know if I want to tell her that. So I'm gonna say that.
We had a short conversation and then I left. I don't know what happened after that.
Yep,
Oh,
that's how that
I
went.
see. Mr. Pierce, you must forgive my audaciousness, but I've had practice of life in high society for over 30 years. Reading one's interlocutors, recognizing the politeness of a lie, are things that are taught very early to young girls from a good family.
Then why are you
Lie,
here?
Nothing polite about it. It is crass, insulting, and dare I say, terribly suspicious.
Okay, guy died screaming
Try
in
to
front of
understand my position.
my face.
I need
It's
to
from
understand.
ghosts.
How could this happen? In a reputed institute.
Are we gonna pretend
And,
it's
and
repeated?
right before your eyes.
I had a stealth
Did you not
section.
do anything to help him?
It had a horse. I don't remember what my eloquence was.
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I mean,
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you.
I'm
Oh,
possibly.
I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
I'm sure
Then
I
you
am
have
now
paid
laughing
no
at
heed.
something that
For my part, I
doesn't
refuse to
make
set foot
sense,
in that
and it's
gallery
not
again.
me
But if
looking
you're
at
so
memes
eager to see
on my
it.
phone.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders.
I'm looking at memes
I won't
on my
be long.
phone. I really don't care about Mrs. Sanders. She's kind of boring and an ass. Picture! Shiny thing! Yeah, I'll leave you alone. Looks
Did
at
she
thing
really
on
care
his
for
desk.
him after all?
Did you say that in front of him? Fuck.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
He's so fucking proud of it.